going on, Rasa? Just getting started, so I'm waiting to see if anybody else is going to pop in on Twitch. How are you doing? Yeah, not sure if it's day or night. It's nighttime where I'm at, so tonight we are going to be looking at some different Atari Lynx games. This is my old Atari Lynx second kind of generation system. So got this guy when I was in, 1991, 1992? Long time ago. So this was my actual unit when I was a kid, and I will tell the story about it later, but yeah, it's pretty cool. This is the second generation of the Atari Lynx, so it's actually a little wider. It's a little thicker than the first one, but it's a little stockier. It's not quite as wide, this way. And yeah, it's pretty fantastic handheld. I didn't realize it was 1991 when it came out, and yeah, that's a long time ago. Pretty cool too, because you can actually play it left-handed. See, it's got two sets of buttons over here, so you can actually hit a flip. You can kind of see there's a flip option here, and you can actually hit that and rotate the entire thing if you wanted to play D-pad on the right and buttons on the left, which I thought was pretty cool. Some games do vertical too. I don't have any games that do that, but yeah, vertical is totally a thing with this, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so we've got a few different games I was going to take a look at tonight, and we can do whatever you want. I've got my favorites. Stun Runner is by far my favorite game. I think Blockout. What's up, Cosmic? Blockout was another really fantastic game, like 3D Tetris. So that one's super good. I'm trying to think. I will play this one. I think this one is... Oh, man, I wanted to love it when it came out when I was a kid. I was like, that movie was amazing. And I thought the game would be amazing too, but it's just garbage. It's really garbage. So I'll definitely show a couple of those. I've got a couple others. I've got Warbirds, which is a little, flying kind of sim. I've got California Games, which is a classic. Blue Lightning, which is, going to be another one of those just kind of fighter sims. Yeah, so I got a few different games I'll totally fire up. The barrel plug, I had to fix this the other night. So this was my project the other night to make sure I could do this stream. Barrel plug on this thing was broken. It has been broken in a box for years. I don't know how long, but I was able to fix it. I basically took a knife, peeled back all the hard plastic, found the connection that was missing, soldered it, and then put some heat shrink tubing on it to hopefully, give it a little bit of reinforcement. This stuff, when it cools off, is pretty hard. So yeah, so when I tested it the other night, some of the games fired up right away, some of them did not. So we're just gonna be patient, make sure I put it in the right power. Hopefully you won't have to see my face in the reflection. Apologies in advance. Cool, let's fire it up. Yeah, what game should we start with? Do you want to start with, let's aim for these three. We've got Blockout, Stun Runner, or Batman Returns. What do you think? Anyone you want to see first? What's up, ER? Batman Returns. All right, Cosmic. I am happy to give it a go. Like I said, this is a unit that I bought when I was a kid. Yep, all right. 2 for Batman. That's pretty easy to do then. Cool. So I'm also on Twitch, so if you see this other camera over here, this is my other device that I'm using. Cool. So when it starts up, you can kind of see that this has been sitting in a box since the 90s, so oh yeah. Hope you can hear that. I'm going to turn it up. So it's pretty cool though, right? Like, that graphic is pretty sweet. I mean, again, we're talking like 1991. So that's pretty decent. All right. The Red Triangle Circus Gang. Oh, this game is so bad, guys. So there's those guys. I'm going to see if I can mess with the brightness a little bit. Oh, I'm getting beat up here. So that's pretty decent. And the screen on this thing is great. I mean, it's really easy to look at. I mean, it's got a little ghosting and stuff like that, but that's, oh, geez, this was 1991. See, these guys throw this stuff. It's really hard to avoid. And you don't have any moves. Like, you don't have any moves. You can jump. You can punch jump. You can't, I mean, there's no more buttons, right? So you can't kick. There's guys off screen that can hit you. This is really obnoxious. Yeah, there's like no other moves. You can basically punch and jump punch. That's it. Music's okay. Oh, jeez. So I can get up here. So my gripe with this game, I think it looks good. I don't think it's... Gonna jump down and get that Batman symbol. I think that's a good thing. Yeah, I think my main beef with this... my main beef with this game was always that it's just hard. Like, you just don't really get a second chance. Like, if you die, you're done. I don't even know how to... Okay, see if I can punch one of these guys. Oh, just got trashed. What's up, DC? Oh. Yeah, so we were playing my personal Atari Lynx from back in the 90s. So my story with this was, there's bombs coming out of those doors. That makes no sense. Who is throwing those bombs? My story with this device was, wow, that's a lot of explosives. Is that I was probably in either 7th, I don't remember exactly what grade, because I don't remember exactly when I bought it. But what I do remember is I couldn't afford it. You know, I either had I didn't have a job at the time. I was a kid, but, you know, I had allowance, and so that was cool. But I didn't have enough money to buy the whole thing, so I went to Toys R Us, and instead of buying the whole thing, I bought a game. And I bought the game first so that it would encourage me to save for the full device. And that's what I did, and it worked, because I got it. Oh, yeah, look at that, see? Okay, so obviously this whole building exploded. I get it. That's a big deal, right? But it gave me no chance. Like, that's it. Game over. Done. Like, I gotta start over. There's no save, there's nothing. So yeah, that's why I can't stand this game. I think it looks good. Music's okay. It's just brutally hard. For no reason. Like, in my opinion, this game is like Atari was like, we're gonna make home consoles, and I don't think, even with the earlier Ataris, I don't think they learned this. Oh, jeez. I don't think they learned, but, you know, you're not sucking people's quarters. You're not at an arcade, so you're not trying to take their money by making the game hard. So, not that games shouldn't be hard, but you don't have to make it, like, needlessly, frustratingly hard. So yeah, so that's my gripe with this game, is it's just hard for hard's sake. It doesn't really let you enjoy, because I think the world is kind of cool. Like, I think the world that this is built in it's pretty cool looking. It's Batman Returns world. And see, I'm almost dead already. You can see my health down there pulsating at us. Like, that's all you get. Oh, God. I'm almost dead. Oh, crap. Yeah, done. This game. Y'all let me know when you want me to move on to another game. I wish the game looked like that, too. That graphic is great. Right. I'm streaming on Twitch, too, so if anybody knows anybody who prefers to watch on Twitch, you know, send them a link. Oh, jeez. Yeah, there's no kick. It's just jump and punch. Oh, jump and punch. That's it. Very simple. Or you'd think it'd be simple, but it's not. But yeah, the screen's held up pretty well. I think there's some there's some leakage kind of on those pixels. I don't think they're dead pixels. I think it's just LCD is old. So yeah, but this is, you know, this is the one I played when I was a kid. I thought it was so cool. But really, I should have gotten a Game Boy, let's be honest. Because that's where the games were at. Oh, I didn't even see that guy. Oh, he steamrollered. Yeah, I don't even know how to quite take those guys down. Oh, so many bombs. So many bombs. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm out of here. I think that's part of it. I think you just gotta skip a lot of the game to play the game. They're throwing knives. That's not cool. Anybody watching have an Atari Lynx? What was your first handheld gaming system? I'm always curious to know. Oh, crap! Oh, I did the thing again. So you have to get behind the mailbox so the explosion doesn't get you. And we have to start over. Okay, one more time. Let's see if we can get a little further than the death building explosion. Let's see if I can move the light a little bit. Nope, that's not really helping. Some pretty funny mechanics, though. I mean, just the fact that those bad guys actually, like, blow up and are a hazard after they are dead. I feel like that's a pretty modern game mechanic. Mechanic? Trope? I don't know. Modern game thing. I can punch while crouching. Yeah. Let's try doing it where I just skip everybody. Oh! Gotta remember I can't jump those guys now. There's gonna be one coming up here. At least it's got all that old video game timing where you can just predict everything. Yeah. No, see, yeah, and then you get run over multiple times. Pretty cool artwork in the background there. Like those gargoyles. I think those look pretty dope. I'm just gonna run by all you guys. Kinda done with it. I think this might be the key to success in this game. Oof. Yep, don't like these knife chicks. Oh no, the building. Hey, screw you. Yeah. Alright, well, I've officially done better than I did last round. Ouch. So that makes me happy. Nope. Nope. Yeah, I really... Ooh. Aside from this spot, I really think just not fighting is the best way to go. Ooh. Yeah, this is totally the way to play this game. Except for those guys. Ooh. Oh, jeez. Criminy. Oh. Wow. Nope. Ouch. Alright, almost dead. Oh, got a little resurrection. That's good. Nope. Alright, I'll take you out. Bad guy, yeah. Penguin. Ouch. Oof. Oof. I have no idea how to hurt him. What is going on? Anybody else know how I take them out? Because I got no idea. That's hilarious. All right, sweet. So, I mean, that's Batman Returns. I just don't think it's very good. I think it looks fine. I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to skip over to Blockout. All right, so let's try Blockout. These cartridges are really cool, too. So imagine, like, you're coming from a Nintendo or something like that, or even a Game Boy in early 1990, and you know what the size of cartridges are that most people are dealing with? Look at how thin this thing is. Like, that's legit. That is hilariously thin. And you can see the memory card right there. You don't even need this thing to be this big. Like, that's it. So these cartridges felt pretty futuristic. They did a couple different designs. This one has a different design where, if you look on the side, it's just got kind of some indentations or some little textures here. And those were what you were supposed to use to pull it out. If I angle the whole system over, you can kind of see it's just a little slot on the back that these fit into. And they slide in and they fit pretty tight. Like, they're snug in there. And they redesigned these game cartridges a couple different times because people weren't able to get them out. This has a very tiny lip on the top, really, really tiny. But yeah, they eventually graduated to kind of the design that I guess I came up with, which was this one with the curve at the top, which I think is cool. It looks cool. And these cartridges, after, almost 30 years, which is hilarious to say, they feel and look exactly the same as they did then. Like, they feel solid. They don't feel like they've, like, lost anything from over time. So I'm going to hit a Blockout now. So Blockout, 3D Tetris. I really liked this game. I wasn't a big Tetris guy, but for some reason I totally dug this game. All right, let's see if it starts up. We've had some trouble firing up the games. There's those kind of leaky pixels. All right, turned off. That's not great. That might be my shabby wire job. Yeah, I'm a little worried, actually. This looks loose. Inside the machine, it looks a little loose. The power kind of port here. I didn't have this trouble the other night, but it's old, so that doesn't mean a thing. All right, that part's good. This one had a lot of trouble. No, never mind. Soak up that music. Can't imagine they're gonna copy strike me on 1991 music. So this is pretty funny. This interface is really funny because you have you got a little cursor there, so you have to use the D-pad to move the cursor around. Okay, whatever. So yes, we got. I think I'm just gonna start. I don't need anything here. I'm gonna start at the bottom, level 0. All right. So the cool thing about Blockout, you can move pieces this way. You can press and hold B and then tap A, and it'll rotate the piece on that kind of Z plane. And then you can obviously move it up and down just like normal Tetris. So this gets pretty funky because when you drop a piece, it lays down a color. And the cool thing with that is, and sorry, let me interrupt myself. There are pieces, these are basically common Tetris pieces. There are pieces that are 3-dimensional as well. So you're filling in multiple layers at a time. I did not play that version because I stunk at that. So I like the kind of Tetris-like pieces because the other ones were hurting my brain. My middle school 1990s brain. Look at that. Oh yeah. So I'm going to go 3D just so you can kind of see the different colors. So they start to lay down like rainbow colors. And you can see it over on the lower left-hand side down here. It kind of shows you what layer you're on, which I think is super nice. Yeah, so this is definitely a slow burn kind of game when it starts out. But see, now you get to the point where you're like, oh, I can just rotate this way. Yeah, I totally dig how this looks. Totally a favorite of mine. That's funny. I never noticed, but there's no music, so you just get to listen to the game and me. That's unfortunate. yeah, I'm kind of surprised there's no, I don't know, there hasn't been other 3D versions of Tetris like this. I really think this is a pretty cool progression of all things Tetris. Dr. Mario aside. Yep. Yeah, see, I can plug this hole that way. I think it's really clear, too. I think they did a good job just designing. I think having that vertical, or that grid that kind of carries off into, into the perspective, it's real easy to figure out where something's actually going to land. And feel free if you have any questions, ask away. I'm more than happy not to just talk about stuff I want to talk about. No idea what that sound meant. Feel like it means I maybe went to a different level, but so I need to start going now to the third level. There we go. Oh, shoot. That is not the button I thought I pressed. Crap. All right. Yeah, so that's the first time I have not cleared the bottom layer. Overall, the Lynx feels pretty good. It's a little chunky, and having the controls kind of offset from the center, the buttons over here, it doesn't feel great. Apparently it was fine enough when I was a kid. That didn't really bother me, but, compared to today's standards, it's not great. You got your D-pad and your buttons, and there, like I said, there's only two buttons. You've got a B and A. And I say B and A because B is first. Sorry. Yeah, but the system feels pretty good. I'm kind of cockamamie just because I'm trying to let you guys have a better view. The screen looks good enough. It's a little washed out, even if you adjust the brightness and stuff like that. So it's not great. It has a backlight option, like you can turn the backlight off, but then you can't see anything, so it doesn't go into reflective mode or anything. Oh, dang it. Okay, tried to rotate the piece, and that didn't work. That really was not great. You can, like Tetris, though, you can drop pieces and then move them. So you have a little nudge you can do right at the very end. I think you can do that with Tetris, right? I think so. So I'm going to try to do that. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, sweet. Okay, so if I rotate this one, so it's starting to get a little faster. You don't get a preview on the next shape that's coming, so you're pretty much stuck with what you got. Can't really prep very much. which, whatever, that's fine. Alright, I think I finally cleared my mistake. That's great. But yeah, this game feels really good. Like, it's the controls, it kind of does this nice kind of, when it rotates and when you move your shape, I don't know, it feels pretty tactile, which is kind of weird to say, but it doesn't feel digital because it's got kind of these tweening, like, animations in them. So it's not just lurching from one position to the next. Yeah, so that feels really good compared even to just like Tetris, where it's just, basically things are just blinking from one spot to another, which is fine. But yeah, this one feels better. It feels, even today, this feels pretty, like, I have no complaints about how this feels. I think that's saying something for something that's almost 30 years old. 30 years old. This was the first color handheld. I don't know if it was the mass market first or first period, but I think it was a little ahead of its time. I think you combine the timing of this, the price, compared to a Game Boy and things like that. This was, I want to say it was $180. It was not cheap. And then you kind of, you look at the games and you're like, I don't know. What do you got, Atari? They didn't have much. And then you kind of combine it with what I was saying earlier about Batman, where you're like, why is this so difficult? And it feels like an arcade game where they're trying to suck quarters out of you. I don't know. Maybe I'm combining too many things. Maybe it was just happenstance, but I think those factors all contributed this to just not be a success. Which is fine. I mean, whatever. That's kind of how the industry works and advances, but I think it has, some definite pluses. I think it looks great. I think the system is super solid. What's going on, Zach? How are you? We are playing some Atari Lynx on a second revision. I don't know. Doesn't feel like a generation, but Atari Lynx Handheld. This is my Atari Lynx from when I was a kid. So some things in the Handheld Computer Museum are actually ones that I used. And, I didn't collect everything I didn't keep everything that I grew up with and had when it comes to tech, but the handheld stuff I generally did because it was just easy to store. It's not too big, so I was like, sure, I'll keep that. We're playing Blockout right now. If you didn't pick it up, it's a 3D Tetris game, which I kind of like, except I'm kind of screwed there. Yeah, if you have any questions or anything, please hit me up, whether it's about this, handheld computing and gaming and everything in general. Happy to chat. I can tell you a little bit about the Computer Museum. Handheld Computer Museum is just a passion project. This is something I'm doing on the side. And my thought with it was just the history of these devices, especially since we have such powerful ones in our pocket right now, is pretty fun and fascinating to see the progression. And so I've had devices that, are from calculators and things like that are from the 70s, and seeing some of the design decisions that were made. And again, you kind of look at it and you're like, I can see why that failed. On up to now, I think all this stuff is just super interesting for some pretty personal products. So, so over on here on Instagram, on Twitch, or on Twitter, and on our website, I try to give them some love. I try to take the best photos I know how to take and really highlight them, even if it's a weird like LCD game from the 80s. I just try to make everything look really good because, again, these devices, a lot of them are just cutting edge. So everything's getting a little faster in the game. That's okay. I will fail eventually. Keep an eye on the time. Cool, I'll just do a couple more minutes of this and then I'll pop over to another game. We already took a look at Batman Returns. If you hadn't... Oh, geez, that was really dumb. Okay, took a look at Batman Returns. It's kind of a side-scrolling, shooter. It's not great. It looks really cool. I think it looks great. The gameplay is just... Ugh. It's rough. Kind of garbage. So yeah, this game's super cool because you can rotate the pieces on all axes. And I'm playing the version where you don't get pieces that are poking out in different directions. But you can do that, and that gets, in my opinion, that breaks my brain. It broke my brain in the 90s as a kid, so you can't blame it on me being old now. It was hard then. I didn't enjoy it. So everything's moving a little faster. That's fine. Gotta try not to screw up. I do not want that piece. I do want that piece. It's really hard to do that rotation. You have to press both buttons. You have to roll from the B to the A button. They're kind of far apart. Like, even with my adult fingers, they're not great. Okay, this is getting fast, and that's when I start to choke. That's okay, because I'm going to give you guys a flavor of the different games that were out on this. Since, again, it wasn't a very popular console. It wasn't something that sold nearly as many units as something like a Game Boy did. That's okay. I like it. It was well worth spending my allowance money on. All right, cool. Well, that's block out. I'm going to end it there. Do the rainbow of all the different layers. All the colors that get really scary. You're like, oh, crap. Super cool. And, really, really quickly, I'll switch modes. I don't know if you can see everything on that menu, but I will do the extended block set. So that's what I was mentioning. The pieces actually go... sweet music. Gonna turn that down. The pieces do kind of poke out in different directions, which is pretty crazy. All right, cool. I almost tapped the screen. I saw a button down there. I was like, can't do that. Not in 1991. All right, so right away, look at that piece. Yeah. Like, that's a cool piece. So that looks just like, but then you get into this stuff, like a double L, like, huh? Okay, cool. So I can do that sticking out there. All right, is it totally, look at this one. What? Okay, I guess I can do that. Yeah. So the 3D pieces, look, what is that? Oh my gosh. There we go. What? Yeah. So see, I didn't even play this mode, so I'm looking at this for the first. What is that shape? It's got two of the L's. What the heck do I do with that? Jeez. Is there a gap there? No. Okay, I'll put it there. Yo. So this one, what? Yeah. Yeah, the 3D stuff is tripping me out. So yeah, so that's block out with the crazy extended 3-dimensional pieces. And yeah, I mean, it's cool. Like, if you're into that kind of challenge, more power to you. I am not. Sweet. I'm going to pop over to another game. Let's take a look at Stun Runner. So that was block out. Here's the cartridge. Let's take a look at Stun Runner. I think Stun Runner is really fantastic game. So it says I have a viewer on Twitch. I can't see who because my little chat window doesn't work. So hello. Hope you're enjoying. We're taking a look at the Atari Lynx, kind of their second revision of the Atari Lynx. So it's a little chunkier than the original Atari Lynx, but still pretty cool. All right, I'm going to turn this on again. Sometimes it worked last night. All right. Gotta soak it up. So this is kind of a pseudo 3D game. Ooh. That was nice. Oh, I do have to wait for a screen. You gotta see this. Wait for it. Speeds of 900. Look at that. Winners don't use drugs. Everybody get that? Winners don't use drugs. Thanks, William Sessions, director of the FBI in, like I said, 1991? Hilarious. All right, Stun Runner. So you get these cool courses. You can totally change. I'm just going to start with a novice and work my way up. You got a countdown timer, so you don't have too much time. Cool. So different. So this is pretty cool, right? You got the guy walking up, puts on his thing. There's this car thing. Cool music. I like the music in this area. Just shows you the map. I mean, it shows you details about the map, which is pretty hilarious. There's a whole key up here, but this is as much time as you get right there to look at it. Yeah, and then you get this cool 3D thing. So you're, in this case, I'm just following the stars. It's really funny because there's a bunch of data right like down below. I can't read any of that while I'm doing this. I can't take my eyes off the pipe. Wouldn't call it a road. I said we were going 900 miles per hour. Did you? I didn't see the actual speedo get up to that. Right. I love that music. Ooh, I got shields because there's bad guys now. Boost pads. Oh, we're going 996. And I've got a gun now, too, so I can press A. Use my gun. The problem is you gotta hit those boost pads. I'm so terrible at finding that sort of stuff in the game. Oh. Yeah, I'll try to stay off the rails, thanks. I want to try to get the boost pads so I don't... So the idea is you want to get through the level and obviously get to the finish line before you run out of speed. And I'm not going to make it. The outside wall is faster, I get it. Wow. Alright, I made it. Sweet. Yeah, I think this game looks great. I think it's pretty fun to play, considering. Then it just gets more and more difficult. Get 11 stars for Shockwave. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so your B button is going to be your Shockwave. Again, I'm pretty garbage at this stuff, so I'll be pretty happy if I get... But yeah, those guys are invincible. Screw them. I'm going to get that Shockwave. And the Shockwave, if I remember correctly, is just a cool blast that goes like... Dude, those guys are invincible. Clang. Cool, good sound effects in this game, too. Kind of forgot about all that. Got my Shockwave yet? We're going to make it to the end. Whoa. Ooh. Yeah, that was close. Subsynergy. We're playing not Blockout. That was what we were just playing. We're playing Stun Runner on an Atari Lynx right now. Pretty fun game. Press B to fire Shockwave. I will. Thank you. So we're playing on my Atari Lynx from when I was a kid in the early 90s. It's the Atari Lynx II, so it's a little less wide. But it's thicker than the first gen. Jeez Louise. Oh. This is not good. There's a ton going on now. There, I fired a blast wave. That was a really bad use of it. Oh, crap. Yeah, but the idea behind this is I just got to get to the end. Ooh. Stun Runner. So yeah, this game is Stun Runner. I think it's great. It feels really good. Boost Challenge. It's almost like the end of a Sonic level. Excuse me. Right, Boost Challenge. Yeah, and this is 1991, so imagine like how blown, at least, I don't know, my mind was, like seeing a 3D game like this. It's awesome. So we're just getting boosts now. At least I'm trying to. I'm not very good at it. Yeah, I really feel like this game holds up. I mean, I think it looks good. It's pretty easy to control. Ugh. Oh, crumb. I really need a boost. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so there's no baddies on this part of the map. Oh, crap. Let's see if I can get across the finish line. I have no idea how far I am. Oh, yeah. What's up, Mortuary? Playing a little Stun Runner. Pretty great game on Atari Lynx. And this is my... Ooh, yeah, I like this. So just get the space. Look at that. You can get a little parallax of the background and stuff, moving at a different rate than the foreground. Like, that's pretty cool. The sound effects are good, like they're real. You know, they're realistic sounding. You get kind of the lurching sound. Oh, God. Getting trashed. You get the lurch. Yeah. That's awesome. Hey, we just got done playing Blockout, which is like a 3D Tetris. The pieces are 3D as well, so they don't just go side to side, like they stick out in all directions. Ugh, jeez. Second gen. Sorry, I know you can't really see it very well. And wow, how did I make it across the finish line? Ooh, crap! I just killed the power. I think I gotta pull the whole thing apart because I think the barrel on the inside is actually loose too. So the barrel plug was bad for sure, but yeah. Anyway, sorry. Second gen Lynx, so it's the chunky one, but it's pretty good. I do have a first gen in the collection. This is, like I said, this is my personal one, so this is one that I got as a kid, but I did recently pick one up that's the first gen. So yeah, in the future I'll definitely pull both of them out and compare and contrast. I think that would be super fun. Let's try a new game since that game just died on me. Well, the game didn't die. Like I said, I think this plug needs to be, yeah, it's loosey-goosey in there. So that's not great. Let's try a flying game. Kind of into all the 3D games and stuff like that were on Lynx. They're pretty good. Blue Lightning or Warbirds? What do you think? Blue Lightning, Warbirds. What do you like? I know there's probably a delay. It's no big deal. I can wait a second. I really wish I could see who's connected on Twitch. It's kind of frustrating. Warbirds it is. You got it. Let's do it. Okay, let's see if we still have power. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Yeah, I think this happened the other night. I don't see any problem with the game. There's a little bit of, ever so slight gunk. I think it's fine. I don't know why it wouldn't load up. That's lame. Weird. Yeah, I don't know. That one is not happening at all. There's nothing on the back. There's no contacts on the back. I mean, there's a little bit of something maybe on it, but I can't imagine that would not make it work. It's pretty weird. Let me try it one more time. Get a paper towel and see if I can scrub any of that off by any chance. Yeah, it's kind of almost it's like an Atari font, right? Like it looks like an Atari 2600 bit of script. I mean, you get the point, right? You can definitely read it. Yeah, that really is like an Atari font. That's hilarious. Shoot, sorry about that. Warbirds is no-go. So, let's try the next best thing, Blue Lightning. Pretty dope font there, if you're speaking of fonts. Alright, let's see if this one loads up for us. Seems better, maybe. Yeah. 1989, this one's listed as. Ooh. Hope you can hear that bass line. Whoa. I mean, still, again, this is pretty mind-blowing to be in your hands in 1990 for the original. Yeah. Epics. I guess I can just start. Enter mission code. I do not have one, so... I'm just going to put something in. Alright. Mission 1. Dogfight. Destroy enemy aircraft. You got it. That's cool looking. All those little guys running up. Giving me fuel and weapons. Alright. We're flying. Down. I didn't play this one as much. Oop. Probably shouldn't use those. Do I have radar or anything? Oh yeah, they're done. Done, son. Pretty good sound effects. I would actually like to hear these sound effects on like a good stereo. I'm gonna turn that down. Sorry, that's probably super loud. Okay, those are not heat-seeking missiles, FYI. Can I go faster? No. So I'm just flying whatever speed it lets me fly. Can I go closer to the ground? Ooh, yeah. Ooh, it's a barn burner. Yeah, Space Harrier for sure. Uh-oh, I'm being targeted. Oh, got it. And it looks okay. I mean, I wouldn't say it's as good as, like, I would say Sunrunner. I think the Sunrunner used that minimalist 3D aesthetic, which I think works, holds up a little bit better. This is trying to be, like, realistic, right? Like, this thing is trying to be, like, I am a jet, I'm photorealistic, and I don't think that translates as well to today. Maybe that's because retro's in, so, you know, the graphics on Sunrunner just kind of speak to that, but, yeah, like, this looks okay. I don't know. I'd far more enjoy playing Sunrunner. Mostly for the aesthetic, even if it's frustrating. And it's smoother, right? Like, these are just sprites. Like, I can just see the different frames of sprites for the... So I'm going to turn that down again a bit more. I can hear my own thoughts. I mean, these are just sprites, so it's not really... It doesn't feel 3D. And I think the sprites really make it, just a lot more stunted feeling. And Sunrunner feels really smooth, like the animations and things. So I think there's something to be said for that simplicity. I think they did a great job with that. Yeah, like this game, I'm just like, whatever. Not my favorite. I'll have to try one called Ram. Oh, I have California Games. We got to load that up. That's a classic. I mean, how many systems was California Games on? Like all of them, right? When did it stop being a game that people made? Like, was there a California Games for GameCube or 64? Like, 3D games. I mean, again, we're talking like 1990 this came out, so you had Game Boy. I think the only thing that came close to 3D was I mean, I think there were some on like Nintendo and stuff, not much. I think you're talking about, more on the computer. You're just not going to get it on console very much. I remember playing Die Hard on computer, and that was kind of a 3D-ish game. It was a really early idea, but it wasn't like Doom or anything. And yeah, even the 16-bit consoles didn't do too much with 3D. Well, I should say Genesis didn't. The Super Nintendo had a chip, I forget what the chip was called, that allowed for scaling and rotation. And Genesis didn't have that. The Lynx actually has that, I read the other day. So some of the effects that you do get are genuinely scaled and rotated. So they're not necessarily having to do the math, of making something look 3D. Mission completed, automatic landing sequence. All right, sweet, I don't have to land. Subtech Guru, thanks for joining. Yeah, System 7 was something on the Super Nintendo, and then, something mode. So not a ton of 3D, but the Lynx did have a chip that allowed it to do that scaling and rotation stuff. So you do get some good effects. Like, you can kind of tell it's doing that on that ground out there. I mean, it's so low res that you kind of don't need it. Tech Guru, we are playing the Atari Lynx. This is the second revision, so it's kind of the PHAT version. This is my personal one from when I was a kid. And for you guys, if you didn't hear the story, when I was a kid, I couldn't afford, or I didn't have the patience to afford, like, saving my money for the entire console, because it cost a lot. And so what I did instead was I went and bought a game, because the games are cheaper. And once I bought the game, I was like, all right, I got a game, so now I have to save for the whole system. I think there's ground forces I need to shoot at. Ooh. Wow. I don't think I've ever played this level. It's kind of hard. What's up, Retro Wagon? Thanks for joining. Playing Blue Lightning right now on a second generation Atari Lynx. Oh, I see. I don't even have to angle down. I can just kind of get low and shoot. I think I'm kind of rocking this game. I haven't died yet. I took on like a squadron of like 30 jets. Jesse, thanks for joining. Playing Blue Lightning on an Atari Lynx. It is around the same time as Game Boy, because didn't Game Boys come out? Wasn't it 89? And the Lynx was, I think, the first version of the Lynx, I think, was 1990. So, I mean, if you want to check me on that, please do. But I'm pretty sure that's the timeline. So yeah, this thing was wildly ahead of its time, in my opinion. But again, I think I don't think they had the games. They certainly didn't have like a character. They didn't have a Mario or anything like that. I have no idea where I'm going now. Maybe I'll go back up into the sky. They didn't have a Mario, and some of these games, like the game I first showed, we can go back to it too if anybody wants, but I was playing Batman Returns, which is like a side-scrolling action game. It's hard. Like, you die and you're done, and you start over. You don't have extra lives, you don't have continue, you don't have, save spots, nothing like that. So it really feels like an arcade game that's trying to get coins out of you. So I don't know. I don't know why this wasn't more popular. I think there's a few things like that, and it was more expensive. The batteries certainly didn't last as long. But I bought it, and I had some fun for sure. There's a Comlink cable, so there were supposedly some 2-player games. I think just like everything at that time, Game Boy had a Comlink and stuff like that too. But it wasn't any good. These missiles are terrible shots. I don't know if I put it on easy or what, but I don't think anybody's hit me with anything yet. But yeah, like I was saying about this game, I mean, it looks okay. Not my favorite. All right, let's try out California games. Let's jump out of this. And I was telling everyone earlier, this barrel plug was my repair the other night. It was completely severed. Well, sorry, I shouldn't say completely. It was about half severed. And so I peeled back the plastic, resoldered it, and got it to work. So that was super exciting. All right, California Games. So classic. You can see on this one, Epics again, 1989. So it's kind of funny that these are copyrighted in 1989. I don't think the system came out. See, I'd have to look again at the exact date for the first one. Maybe it was 89. But yeah, still, this is Game Boy era stuff. I think it's pretty fascinating. I mean, this thing is almost like 30 years old. 1991. That's crazy. So there's some of that 3D kind of rotation and stuff that they can do that you know, wasn't really available until the Super Nintendo. All right. Surfing, BMX half pipe. Hacky sack. Gotta do it. I've already failed. Okay, I can turn. I can walk. Ooh, look at that parallax. You see that? That actually looks pretty good. Okay, how do I... Ah, crap. Ooh, that's nice. I hit the bird. See, that's what you always wanted to do in Duck Hunt, right? You wanted to shoot the bird. This game lets you hit the bird with a hacky sack. How cool is that? Oh, come on. I totally had that. Wow, Instagram's telling me I have 2 minutes left. Really, Instagram? I guess it's almost been an hour. Oh yeah, that's really funny. I assume that's just because it's, you know, expensive to print in 2 colors, because you see everything except for the white lines are 2 colors. It would look pretty sweet if part of the X was white on this. That would be pretty sweet. Yeah, so in the last minute and a half that Instagram's going to let me go, thanks everybody for watching. I really love sharing these devices. So if you'd like to see this stuff, let me know. I'm happy to do more. But otherwise, hit me up, you know. All the photos, I try to do a new device every single week. Different photos of that device every day. Try to get some streaming in. But sometimes there's more photos over on our website, too, of these devices. And they're all organized, so you can always look them up by different types of device. And that's handheldmuseum.org. I've been doing some stuff on YouTube, not as much lately. Been trying to stream more than do YouTube. But, you know, if you like this, let me know. Hit me up. If you have devices you want to request, I've got a pretty big pile of devices. Oh, thanks, Moob. Thanks. I have fun taking the photos. They are a blast. And I think these devices deserve them. Oh, I'm going to fail at this. This is an Excitebike right here. Ugh. And I jumped. That was dumb. Never jump. Woo! Oh. Wow, this is exactly like Excitebike. It looks good, though, actually. Ooh. Eating it. Alright, Instagrammers. They're going to kick me off in 10 seconds. I really appreciate you hanging out. And I'll just see you next time. Cheers.